Hey guys, Jeff Allen off the Gridiron. What you are about to see is a retail recap of the last 4 days. I was at the WSC Survival School by David Arama in near Cloyne, Ontario. So over the last 4 days, this was the Advanced Wilderness Survival course. We had a group of 3 come from a local town and another young lad come from Hong Kong, including myself. And with this course, I was part of the Train the Trainer program, which sees me as more of a kind of a pre-instructor or an instructor certification program run through the survival school. And I took a lead on leading a number of sessions and supporting some of the other participants, while also in a kind of a learning and supportive role on site, living with them and doing all the same tasks as they were doing. So that's what this video is about. Stick around, check it out if this is something up your alley. But thanks for watching and enjoy the video. Okay, it's game time. T-1 sleep until we head out into the field with WSC Survival, and we're going to check out Dave Arama and his camp, his multi-day wilderness survival camp with minimal items. I am packing pretty light and looking to really test out my skills and my gear. No sleeping bag, limited rations, and it's going to be pretty exciting. So stick around and see how this video and this experience unfolds. Frontenac County, a little skiff of snow on the ground, probably a couple of inches. Beautiful day. Water bodies are froze up. Here we go. Marble Lake Lodge. Beautiful, beautiful late November day. A bunch of ducks out there. Good to see you. Welcome. We've just started off with a quick introduction to the students about proper gear and some of the importance of layering and wool as opposed to some of the other fabrics and methods of getting dressed and prepared, and just talking a lot about introduction to survival in this kind of climate. 3 students are here. We're waiting for another student to come from Hong Kong of all places, so that's going to be awesome for him to join us. And he and I will be taking on the survival instructor component of this training session, as well as I'll be doing some consulting and instruction. So stick around and we'll get into some more of the activities here shortly. Got a few pieces of gear ready. We're just getting ready to head into the woods and teach these students how to light fire in a variety of ways, primitive ways, and so on. It's going on, I think 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We're running out of daylight. We got to get working on shelters too. So we're going to go set up a tarp and a central fire pit for these guys. So because the evenings are going to get long. So yeah, it's a good course so far. Let's keep going. Alright, so what we're doing right now, we've just taken the group, we brought them over to our central location for tonight. This is going to be the central meeting location. We're going to set up some tents here in a little bit, just for the first night. But right now we're starting a fire and teaching them the basics of fire starting, including different methods of starting. Ferrocerium rod, maybe getting as far as flint and steel, but just some basics surrounding how to make fire. What are the flammable materials found in nature, how to find dry material, the different stages of fire building in terms of tinder, kindling, fuel wood, and so on and so forth. So yeah, they're loving it. And, we're going to have a fire here going shortly.
Your technique is good. You're making me look bad.
Well, no, it's
just joking. Ow! See, if you make a mistake, if you hold it like this. Finally. Jeez, I'm getting really old and rusty. Here, you guys play. Sometimes when you teach, you want to have all the fun, and you realize I didn't teach them nothing. They got to be the ones to learn. Because that'll go out fast. And then you do teepee. Teepee is the best. And usually I like sticks that are standing up because they're dry. If they're on the ground, they tend to be wet. You got to give it air. So there's 3 things you need for fire. You need oxygen, ignition, and fuel. If you're missing one of the 3, you're not going to get a fire going. So I didn't have it opened up enough for oxygen. Let's try it now. Although if the batteries are so cold,
there it goes.
I might have to pull out some fresh ones. It's giving me a hard time.
We're getting set up here. We have Zeus and I, student from Hong Kong, which is pretty awesome. He's made the journey. He's going to open a survival school in Hong Kong, which is pretty awesome. You'll hear more about him later. So him and I are up in a Eureka tent up on the hill here, just for tonight. It's getting dark. Probably can't tell on the film. And over here, family of 3, we're setting up another tent back in the woods here on the flat. As all challenges with a brand new tent, or certainly a new tent to them, it's a challenge to figure it out without the instructions. So we'll give them a hand, and then once that's set up, we'll get a fire started. Well, sorry, fire started. We're going to get our dinner started. Beautiful little setup here. All right, I got to get this tent up. Yeah, it might be boiled already now. Yeah. Everybody's cooking some dinner. 5:46. Already dark for sure. Get some of our own noodles ready. How's the marshmallows, boys? Pretty good. Having a little snack. Marshmallows and hot chocolate. Time check, 8 o'clock.
Let me know if you change your mind.
Oh, it's over.
All right, it is now 8:30. We've had to string up an extra tarp. The kind of heavy wet snow keeps falling down, but everybody's in good spirits so far. We did a late night wood walk to get some more wood, and actually demonstrated how to use a number of the different bow saws, buck saws, a little pruning saw with a pull stroke. So yeah, it was a good little evening. We did a bit of a night hike and took a moment to kill all the flashlights and get a sense of what it feels like to be at the woods in the dark and let our eyes grow accustomed to the light. And yeah, they were quite interested in how much they can see. And the biggest thing about being in the dark is it's basically the same as the daylight. You just can't see anything. So you can't let your mind play tricks on you. And that's all something for people new to the outdoors, is to become comfortable with that late night, that long dark period, cold, quiet, which is what it's going to be tonight. So anyways, we're getting the last few supplies from our truck, and then we're going to be all set to probably hunker down by the fire, maybe have a couple of marshmallows, and get ready for a long cold evening in the tents. We'll see you in the morning. I'll let you know. I'll turn the camera back on if anything exciting happens, but chances are we're through through for today. See you in the morning. Good morning. Well, we survived the night. It was probably down about -5. I'm not sure if it got much colder, -10. Still cool enough. My tent mate, he found a little cold in the middle of the night, had to seek shelter in the warming cabin, but yeah, all in all, it was a good night. 7 o'clock now, just making a coffee, getting the day started, and the clouds are breaking up a bit, no snow. It's probably sitting at about -3 right now, so looking forward to a good day of bushcraft skills and winter survival. Beautiful day at Marble Lake. Get some hot water going with the Kelly kettle. Okay. Morning. So in the first session today, David is going over kind of a 4-season tent, very heavy-duty mountain tent, designed to withstand lots of wind and kind of mountain and extreme conditions. This one happens to be from Mountain Hardware, but everything right down to the pegs and the purpose of the pegs and the storm lines. We really have to instruct how all these pieces make for a much better experience in a tent in any conditions. You know, for people that don't have, you know, expensive tents, some of them, you know, they're seeing these things for the first time. Some of the concepts and materials might be similar, but how they all come together and the purpose why one's better than the other, that's what we're explaining right now.
On all the corners, that's not necessary. You never peg out all the corners. It's a waste of pegs. You know, you just put like one in the vestibule, one in the storm line. That's good enough. But again, it's not a right and wrong. If you don't want to, if you want to put a few extra pegs, that's fine. Sitting on the edge of a mountain, and the wind is 100 miles an hour. Those two tents, they would be destroyed.
So we're going for a walk now. We're introducing the students to different shelter concepts. So tonight they have to build a shelter. We will give them the sleeping bags, but they're going to have to build a shelter out in the woods here and fend for themselves for the evening. So we're walking up to a couple of different locations to show them some different techniques, A-frame, lean-to, some concepts about using natural landscapes in terms of rock for reflectors, and just some general structure and shelter awareness that you know, different from a tent experience, obviously. So we're having a good time. It's midday, and again, continuing to teach them more about fire and location and proper materials for sustaining a fire for duration, because nights are going to be long tonight. They're going to be about 10 hours of darkness, so they need a good fire and one that's going to keep them warm. All right, let's keep going. All right, the day is getting on. It's 10 after 3. We've had groups take time to work on their shelters, and it's coming together. They're definitely learning for the first time how to construct a shelter for the winter, and this will be a winter overnight for them. All they'll have is a sleeping bag. So here's one of the shelters one of the groups constructed. I'll spin the camera here. This is for a group of 3. So they've got a good start on some firewood and a little bit of a fire pit and a reflective wall, and kind of a A-frame shelter of sorts here. Looks like some improvisation of some duct tape just to as a backup to some paracord. The bed's a little thin on the bottom, but hopefully that works for them. But it's all about learning. It's learning from your mistakes, and when you have a cold night in an environment where you're safe, that's when you can learn and adjust. We do have a hot building in case they really get in trouble, but anyways, we're going to get our own fire going and get some supper. Alright, here's where we're staying. Zeus and I, we got a little fire built on the rock face. Some, what do we got? Balsam fir and some boughs in there, nice and deep. Bit of a sloped roof. We're not expecting any weather tonight, and it's all built in from the outside. One of the nice things about having it right here, even though it's exposed to any rain or snow, we're not getting any smoke billowing back, and we can always sit up, put on water on the edge, and not worry about sparks jumping inside. And yeah, all we get to use, what do we get to use tonight, Zeus? All we get to use is a blanket. That's it, just a blanket.
Yeah.
All right, let's go get something to eat.
Okay.
Okay, this is a cattail, and this is where the seeds are stored. And when you break it open, all those are seeds, but it's all very, very soft. It makes great tinder and insulation. So if you had to jam all this into your coat, it would make for great insulation if it's cold, but it's a little messy. It's like feathers.
So we'll not see Dave anymore today?
I don't know. He might come over later. Basically, he left us to have, you know, get our supper sorted out, and we can do the buck saw and bannock, and then over the course of the night, if you guys want to work on this, you can. And pretty fast to put together. I tighten that up, and that essentially is, from there, that is where your blade is going to sit in. Okay, I don't know if you can even see me. So we just did a buck saw demonstration where we took a number of the pieces to craft a buck saw, and now the students are off to try to find what they need to assemble a buck saw from the field. So I'll show you a few of those when we get them done.
Hey, Jeff. Ha. And then you pile rocks on top. So what happens is when you put the rocks on top and logs, the animal comes here, you put some bait. This is a baited trap. So when the animal comes to eat from the bait and starts eating, moves it, and it collapses and the rocks and the logs follow. That's how that works. That's called a figure 4 deadfall.
This is a beautiful morning right now. Dave's, we're just getting ready to do a demonstration on bow drill fire making, so I'll lead that. And right now he's talking about some figure 4 deadfalls, bowl burning, and just primitive weapons, you know, the throwing stick, rabbit stick, so to speak, and making rope. We're just doing a lot of little bushcraft demonstrations right now. So yeah, we're going to get started on the bow drill and teach them how to make a Swedish torch and some of that basic joinery too, with kind of primitive mortise and tenon with settlers wrenches and so on. So yeah, let's keep going. And it's under tension. If I let go, it's going to jump out. And I always like the spindle on the inside. See, it's on the inside. It's not on the outside. See the spring?
Yeah.
That's just my preference.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
So I'm going to stand with my foot on the board to make everything very stable. The number one mistake I see everybody making when they try to do this is they try to freehand hold it out here. This is not very stable. Your arm is not stable. What I like to instruct is hug your knee, because your whole leg's on the board, and now it's very stabilized and it's very rigid. Okay? I'm not going to put too much downward pressure, just a nice light even force, and the bow is going to pull back and forth.
Big boots.
Yeah, I was going to say, I saw that.
Oh, I almost got it. Shoot, I stopped too fast. If I would have gone another 60 seconds. Yeah, we're in these big boots.
You got to just keep breathing. And those two holes.
Right.
Now, if the rope starts spinning on the spindle, you can squeeze the rope a little bit with your thumb, or you might have to reach.
I'm lighting their pipe tobacco, you know, so.
And you can see it's not going anywhere. I don't know if you can see it from there. You see it kind of getting a little white, and it's glowing quite hot.
Nice. And here you have to be careful. One mistake and it goes out.
So I can take some of that extra dust. Okay, now it's kind of stabilized a little bit more, like the ember in the end of a cigarette, for example. And I have the not a very good one though.
So when we're at the sportsman show, I use steel wool. So when you guys practice today, I brought the bag of steel wool. Maybe if you get a cold, just use a little steel wool to start, because it takes years of practice to get. You told me, how many years did it take you to get the hand drill?
3.
3 years of practice.
Yeah.
And this is where it's going to boom or bust. You're going to carefully drop that into your tinder pile.
Nice. I'm impressed.
You're going to slowly close it up a little bit. And then from there you'd have all your twigs ready, right? And the rest of the fire you guys already know how to do. You've been doing it for 2
Let's
years.
give him a round of applause there, yeah.
Thank you.
This is not easy. What's going to happen here, you saw how I got mine smoking. You saw how he got his into a fire.
Now
You're gonna go, go, go. Go, it's smoking. It's
Keep
smoking,
going.
go.
Keep going.
No, no, don't stop. Go, 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 go. Faster.
Keep it flat. Keep it level. Keep it level. Keep the bowl level. That's it. Keep the point down. Yep.
Okay, about 60 more seconds until you can't go any further. Fast, fast. Good speed. Aim downwards a bit so it doesn't come up too high. Keep going.
That's
Go,
it.
go, 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 go. Like your life. It's the end of the world. You need a fire. You're going to die.
Point the point toward the fire.
Oh, okay. Hold it. Don't move it. I think he's got a cold.
No,
Not enough
yeah, it's
dust.
cold.
Not
Not
enough
enough,
dust.
just here, but not the.
Not the dust.
If you would have gone like about 30 to 60 more seconds, but really fast, like really go, and put pressure from the top. Okay, now take a break. Take that break. You guys are seeing. Does it make sense to teach if you're lost in the wilderness that you can do this to start your fire?
Stop. Stop. Lift. Maybe.
The answer is yes if you've had like 30 years experience. Because the hardest part of this I haven't even taught you. How do you go find the wood? Which tree? Species.
I should have been in there 5 seconds. But see, here's our problem. Our hole was exhausted, burned right out.
Carry the fire under sand. Keep the coals burning for days. They would transport the fire with an Apache match fire bundle. They would never let the fire go out, ever. But they had one of these kits ready. The guy who did it was called the firekeeper, and it was an expert who, if the fire went out, there was no other way, then he could start a new one.
All right, we just finished a great session on the bow drill. You saw the guys trying it there. I got it first try, which is always a challenge for me because as the instructor, you want to make sure you can demonstrate it to its kind of completeness, I guess. So we're packing up right now. We took some time and demonstrated. We didn't get it on film, unfortunately, but the Swedish torch for cooking on. Even some basics in terms of how to make a mallet to improvise as a kind of a camp hammer. We ran into that where the ground's frozen here, and to pound in the pegs was kind of challenging. So we demonstrated how to make a camp mallet, how to make again mortise and tenon joint using settler's wrench, and for those that don't have it, even the brace and bit. So a long morning of demonstration. Right now we're getting ready. We have some students doing a solo tonight. We're kind of expecting some weather to blow in, but solo mission, all they get is basically a tarp, and that's it. I think they're going to get a tarp, and that may include me as well. We'll see. I may join them, but 3 of the other students, they're more novice, and they are learning how to set up a hot tent, and they're going to have the opportunity to use the hot tent and a hot tent stove tonight to sleep in, just as just a different type of sleeping quarters. So we're going to get packed up here and probably grab an early lunch. It's pushing on to 11 o'clock, and already Dave's headed in the woods, and on the way he's telling them how to tell time from the sun and using your dial on your watch, or kind of using a stick in the whole 20-minute sundial method. So yeah, so far so good. Another long day of activity planned, so let's get started. All right, we got a very low battery. We've got to change over this morning. Last day. We slept good. Everybody's a little weary, and smoke inhalation's been a bit of a factor. But last day, we're going to get up, have some breakfast, and we're going to convene and look over some map and compass skills with the MC Suto and some maps, and just do some basic land navigation in the snow here. So mid-morning, and what we're doing right now is taking the students here. You can see them. We're showing them how to use GPS systems and a little bit of land navigation, a little bit of handheld compass work using Suunto MC2s, and some of the basics around compass and navigation. We've given them some topographical maps so they can start to read latitude and longitude, and go from there. Here's my partner Zeus. We've weathered the storm, and right now we're working on again using the GPS and plotting waypoints and backtracking. So the group's moved on ahead here. We know exactly where we're going locally, but we're really getting a sense of how to use that GPS system you know, any of these handheld systems from Garmin, Magellan, really, you know, really are a key piece of gear, especially if you're leading a group. So just beautiful scenery, as you can see. This is our last morning. What a great way to end this kind of winter survival experience. All right, off to the next waypoint.
Lake or a swamp or a field.
Now we're Dave's demonstrating the bear bangers as a just as a safety mechanism for the well, the survival. What am I trying to say here? The yeah, just demonstrating the use of flares, bear bangers, and signaling devices in a case of emergency. So
I don't want to get into all this.
they were happy to see that. Okay, that's about a wrap. Hope you've enjoyed coming along for the ride. This is the WSC Survival course by David Arama. Check it out. I'll provide the link down below to his courses and his webpage. And yeah, right now we're just kind of firing things up, getting vehicles warmed up after sitting for 4 days. We're having a quick look at some off-the-grid concepts, including some generator backups and so on and so forth. But certificates have been printed. Everybody's well weathered and well versed in some of these winter survival techniques, and I'm so glad that everyone was coming out safe, having had a great experience with a wealth of knowledge shared by David. So thanks so much. Don't forget to click like, subscribe, and share. Enjoy your outdoors, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care.